Hi everyone, IntuitiveEdge here once again. Welcome to our week ahead. So this is going to be probably a long video, but I will try to make it as concise as possible. But I think there's a lot of information, mostly because of this very detailed and intricate spread that I got for this week. Now, usually when I sit down to do a week ahead video, I sit down and I do a short prayer meditation and see what spread I am to use. And sometimes new spreads come to me that I've never used before, and that was the case today. This is a 10-card spread, but the way that it unfolded to me and the way that I was receiving this message and this spread was just amazing. Nothing short of amazing to me. I'm blown away, and I can't wait to share with you this spread. And actually what I'm going to do, because I think it's going to help tie everything together, is I am going to write out how I got this so that you can see the process involved. And I know maybe some of you aren't into process and you just want me to get to the point, but I think this is going to be really important for you to see what came through, because this whole entire spread was a downloaded message that came in, and I think it's going to, what I see unfolding this week is going to be probably as miraculous as this spread came to me. So I'm calling this spread the pinwheel. So if you can imagine those little pinwheels that maybe you used to get as a kid, or maybe you see them in somebody's yard that stick the little plank in the yard, and you'll see a pinwheel, and generally they flow when the wind blows and they start to spin. Okay, that's the image I got, and that's what's going to be unfolding this week. So keep that in mind. I am going to go ahead and turn this video around and point it down so that you can see with me as I draw this out, and you'll see the process involved. And I think it's pretty amazing, and I hope you like it too. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to talk this out the way that I saw this pinwheel spread come to me this week. So the first thing I saw was the first card. I'm just going to put a 1 there in the middle. Now, let's see, I'll move that down a little bit. Okay, so with the first card, that's going to be the issue. That's going to be the concern, the main issue, okay? The second card is going to be what crosses it. So I'm just going to put a 2 next to it. Okay, so these two cards are going to be in the middle, 1 and 2. The second card is like, this is going to be the obstacle for the entire spread. This is what affects the entire pinwheel. So take, for instance, a pinwheel. If it's, and I would draw one, but I'm a horrible drawer. But you can imagine a pinwheel. And the center of the pinwheel is where all of the spokes come into the middle, right? And if the center is pushed in or damaged or broken, then the pinwheel is not going to be able to be free enough to spin. So this is the obstacle. Think of it like a broken center that is occluding the main hub of this pinwheel that lets it spin. So this is our obstacle this week. So next, okay, it was kind of drawn to me like an X. So I don't know if I should just draw the X here. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that, because this is kind of how it was shown to me. It was like a big X. So the next one is number 3. Now the third card, this is what we're going to see on the surface. So this is the surface. This is what we see. This is probably what we see in the news. This is the realm of propaganda. This is very surface level. So we're not getting into anything deeper, at least not here. This is propaganda. So propaganda, anything on the surface. Surface knowledge, what we see in the news, what we're seeing before our eyes, okay? So next, we're going to go down here to number 4. Now the fourth card this is where we go a little bit deeper. I'm going to draw a line here in the middle of this pinwheel, this little X here. This represents, up here represents things above, what we're seeing, what we experience. This represents kind of what's below, what's hidden, what's underneath. Okay, this is kind of the dividing line. So number 4 is exploration. And this is where our hidden truths are. Now, if you think of it in relation to this over here, this is surface propaganda. This is underneath. This is hidden truth. This is under the surface. Okay, that's number 4. Now, up here is number 5. Now, our 5th card is in the realm of the request. Again, this is above, this is what we do see. This is what's being requested. This is what in the realm of possibility. So, possibility, request, okay? Now, this is connected down to number 6. The 6th card is the result. This is the promise. The result. And again, this is in the realm of the unseen. So this takes faith in action, and hidden plan. Hidden plan, hidden promise, hidden possibilities. So let me move this up a little so you can see that better. Okay, so this is the action plan. This is what the request is, hoping to get to this promise, this plan, okay? Wanting to bring things to light. Things up here, wanting to bring things that are underneath the surface up to the light, okay? Now, so covered all the bases, but I said there were 10 cards, which there are. So I'm going to continue on. This had a little branch out, number 7. Okay. Now, number 7, I got the image on this of a shovel. So, for instance, this number 4 here, we have exploration, hidden truth, what's under the surface. So imagine yourself digging for buried treasure, and you're given a shovel. So you're digging and you're digging. When you dig down with your shovel, what do? You toss the dirt. So this is representing what we are tossing. Okay, this is what we're getting rid of. This is what's being dug up and gotten rid of to get to the truth underneath. Okay, this is our hidden truth, our buried treasure. Okay. All right, next is number 8. Number 8 is experience. Again, all of this is more concrete. This is what we know. This is what we're experiencing. This is what we're seeing up here. This is when we dig up the truth, toss what we don't need out of the way, then we get to experience. Say you dig and you find something. When you're digging a hole, you're digging for buried treasure, you find the buried treasure, you bring it up to the surface, and then you open it up to see what's inside. This is the experience of it. Now, this experience next to this request possibility, since what we're digging for is truth this week, this hidden truth is going to come up and we're going to see it. We will be seeing the truth come out this week, and we're going to experience the truth. Now, what do you do with this? Think of this pinwheel is starting to take shape, is it not? So when we think of this pinwheel taking shape, the wind comes this direction and gets it flowing clockwise. Okay, and it's all revolving around this. And when this wind is blowing, it starts to move the pinwheel. And so what do we do with this experience that we see? When we uncover the truth, when we bring it up to the light, bring it up from this veil of being hidden into the light, then what? Well, the wind wants to go this way. The wind wants to go this way. That brings us to number 9. Number 9. This requires us to take action. Number 9 is putting truth out in the open. So, this surface propaganda, see, these two are still related. What we're seeing on the surface is propaganda. What this exploration of truth is doing is bringing what we experience and see out into the open so that it is seen above the propaganda. So what we have here is truth out in the open. That's what we're going to see this week. And what we're going to be doing by putting our faith in action is we're going to see and experience, and maybe our own actions by our own truth. What we're seeing truth is we say and we speak. This is calling us to action this week. I think everybody that sees the truth is going to have to say, we're going to bring it out in the open to counter this propaganda. And that's what we're going to be seeing. That's what's going to get this obstacle that's keeping the pinwheel stuck. That's what's going to unstick it, okay? So, truth out in the open this week. All right. Now, number 10. What happens? This request, now I'm going to backtrack a little bit. This request is kind of like a prayer to, we really want to see this promise, this result, this hidden plan come to light. This is all underneath what's seen. This is all hidden. We want to bring it out in the open. This number 10 is connected to that. What happens when the truth is out in the open is, you know what the very first thing I heard when I asked about, okay, what's number 10? Very first thing I heard, see you in court. That's what I heard. This is fruition. This is the result of all of this work, exploring, tossing things out of the way, working against this. Oh, I should have put this down here at the beginning. The issue and the obstacle. Number 2 is our obstacle. And that's what we need to toss aside. Every toss that we have over here, getting rid of to get to the truth, is taking that obstacle and lessening its impact. We're getting rid of that obstacle little by little. Because all of the spokes of this pinwheel are around this center here. So these are what makes it move again now that things are stuck. So I hope that made sense. And I thought, I sat down with my guide and I got so excited. I mean, as I was envisioning this, I'm seeing the pinwheel. I'm like, okay, how is this, how does this come together? And so my guide was showing me every little step, 1 through 10, of how this is all going to play together. And by the time I got done, I'm like, I kind of see a picture unfolding this week. I don't even know if I need to lay out cards. But I will, because I think the cards are going to really perhaps show us in greater detail what we're looking at this week. But I feel like this week is a culmination of what has been stuck. What has been stuck maybe all these years, all these decades. This is getting the wind blowing again. This is regenerating our movement again in a positive direction. It's keeping things from being stuck. It's like greasing the wheels. We're back in motion, and it's going to take some work. And when we see the truth coming out, that's when we need perhaps a call to action. This is an action card here. We're experiencing something, we're seeing something, and it's getting it out in the open. It's taking the time, making the effort to put it out in the open. All right, that concludes my little lesson on how I got this spread today. But I wanted to share it because I thought it was really incredible how it all came to me. And so let's see what the cards have to say. I'll be right back. Okay, so time to lay cards out and interpret this week ahead. So I laid the cards out, and the first card is the issue. Now this card came in reversed. I'm using my cat deck. This is the Four of C. It's the Four of Cups. It came in upside down. When I look at this card, I get a sense of despair, anxiousness, waiting, which is what we're in right now, but also depression or a sense of sadness, and feeling like there's some lost hope on the way forward. It feels a little hopeless, okay? So what's crossing that issue? We have a king coming in. This king is upright. He came in crossing over that feeling of sadness and loss. I'm wondering if this king represents Joe Biden, because he's come in as a kingly figure. We also have another king that came in, and I'll get to that later. But I think that is the two kings that are opposing. This king has, in the center of everything, has claimed victory, has come in to try to take this situation of unknown, of a little bit of upheaval, or, half the country or so feeling despondent, perhaps, with that Four of C, kind of giving some angst with it. But this king is coming in. But is that the obstacle? Is Joe Biden, is he the obstacle? Number 3, I'll keep going and we'll see if this ties in with that. Number 3, surface propaganda. Oh, look at this card. Wow, this is the Four of Fire. And looking at this card, you see these cats, they're mesmerized. There's this ball of light coming down, and all these cats are like, ooh, what's this shiny object? This was the card of the surface. What's on the surface? The propaganda. Ooh, look here, look here. So, propaganda coming in, and the cats, the population being mesmerized by propaganda. Okay. Number 4, as we're going back down through the issue and the obstacle, we have exploration, hidden truth, what's under the surface. Now this is an interesting card. As you see this cat, there's a fight going on behind him, and this cat, he's got a couple scratches on him, he's got a torn up ear a little bit, and he's decided he's had enough. I'm walking away from this mess. I'm walking away from this propaganda up here that's like, ooh, what is this? I'm walking away. I want to dig for the deeper truth. What's really going on? I don't like what I'm seeing. So what's underneath all of this? Number 5, the request. What's possible? What is the possibility? We have this other king, the King of Fire. Well, what's possible is that Donald Trump could actually come in and be declared the winner. And I think most people on this channel, and myself included, are hoping maybe that may turn out to be the case. That's the possibility. That's what I saw with these two kings. One king has come in and another king is in the wings. Number 6, the promise. We have our wish being granted. This is also hidden underneath, but it's in the realm of the possible. The realm of the possibility connecting to what's possible. And this is the card of wishes being granted. What to toss? Now it's interesting because that is connected to this card. It's like walking away from the fray. And this card. Now interesting, those two cards kind of connect with each other. The one cat fight and a cat walking away. And this is a cat being singled out because he's different. He's being singled out by the mob, ready to pounce and attack him. So that's what we're being called to toss. Toss out of the way. As we're digging for truth, we're getting away from the fray. Getting away from the fray and the riffraff. And embracing what's an escape route. Tossing what we don't need. We don't need to be fighting. But in coming out of the fight, there's a deeper truth underneath that's coming up to the surface. This next card out, she's next to the King of Fire, and we have the Queen of Fire sitting next to the King of Fire. This is what we're seeing. This is what we're experiencing. This is what's coming out as truth. Look for a queen figure coming out with the truth this week. She's got some truth that she's uncovering. Maybe she's the one walking out of all of this mess, this riffraff, this craziness, and she's bringing the truth out. So look for that. And it's going to be truth related to the king, this king here. What is coming out? What is the truth? So the next card out is the Eight of Pentacles. And in this deck, it's the Eight of Fire. Eight of Earth. But this card is the card of hard work, working on something. Now, the fact that it came in reversed and the fact that it is connected to and pointing back to the card of propaganda tells me that the truth that is coming out is directly related to work being done to keep things on the surface level, to keep things on the level of propaganda and to conceal what's been hidden, to conceal that so that the truth isn't discovered. So what is happening this week is an uncovering of the truth and also uncovering the mechanisms put in place to keep that, I guess, the propaganda side in the limelight and to further conceal the real truth. So we're not only uncovering the truth this week, we're also uncovering the cover-up. That's represented by this card. I'll show it to you upside down. So the mama cat, okay, I'll show it to you upright. Okay, so the mama cat, and she's got all these little ones with her, but she's teaching them, she's training them, she's working to train her kitties, maybe to hunt, because it's kind of a card at nighttime. It looks like a little bit of a nighttime card. But this is a card of working on something, but it's pointing, as you'll see at the end of this video, it's pointing right back at the propaganda card. And I think that's what we're going to see, because that's been the cover-up. That's been the work done to keep the propaganda going. And that's going to be uncovered this week. All right, what's going to be the end result, the fruition of all of this? The fruition of this wishes, hopes, and what we're hoping for, and our wishes being granted. That's what the prayer is, the wish being granted. The result of all of that is the first and only major arcana out of these 10 cards. But we have the Hermit card. I think I had this card in a previous week ahead. I don't know if it was last week or week before. But this is a card of introspection, going within, getting to the root, rooting out the issues, the problems, bringing things to light, bringing things up to the surface so that they can be dealt with. It's getting rid of the skeletons in the closet. It's cleaning out the closet. And this is a wish being granted this week, is that we are going to be coming into a time when the truth will be coming out, possibly, like I heard, see you in court. Maybe it's going to come out in the courts, but the truth is coming out. And that truth is digging deep into the root. And it's interesting that this Hermit card is right below this reversed work card, this reversal on, instead of working toward the good, it's kind of working toward the cover-up, working toward the propaganda. So this Hermit is connected to that. We're getting to the bottom of it. We're getting to the bottom of it this week. I don't know about you, but that makes me happy. I'm getting excited thinking about it, that we're going to get to that this week. That level of truth is coming out this week. So this should be a fascinating week. It's probably going to lead to some skirmishes, some fighting, maybe over trying to keep the propaganda going. But I think that the propaganda is going to be overwhelmed by the amount of truth coming out. And I don't think the propaganda is going to be able to stay in place. The propaganda is part of the cover-up. And the truth is going to be magnificent this week. So think of that wishes being granted card. That's the hope, right? And then the Hermit next to it, connected to it. The fruition of all of this is that we are getting to the bottom of it this week. Now, to top this all off, I like to look at the bottom of the deck. And today's bottom of the deck is, well, it's the Devil card reversed. So the Devil card in this deck is the Demon Cat. Scary. But it's reversed. It breaks the power of bondage. So look for that. The power of the darkness is being broken this week. And the light is coming out. And that's what's taking place. So we'll see it unfold. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Stay ready, everyone. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.